Alright people, welcome back to another video in our MITRE attack series. So today we are going to take a look at another discovery technique. So we had system information discovery last time. Now we are going to take a look at local storage discovery T1680. You can see it's one of the later techniques based on the size of the numbers, so the 16 indicates it has been added later. First there was system information discovery, and then they added more and more granularity to this whole to the amount of the techniques there in 1680. Today we have still Monday the 29th of December. I am pre-recording a lot of these videos now for the week pretty much, and yeah, it's nice in the quiet Christmas time, having vacation, so it's a good time to read a little bit of books, a little bit of cybersecurity. And yeah, so let's take a look. What do we have here? So it's tactic is discovery, so the adversary lifecycle here. We have again ESXi, infrastructure as a service, Linux, Windows, Mac OS. Contributors is Liren Ravage, Cardinal Ops, yes, so we know that name, and it's pretty fresh, created 25th of September this year. That's a pretty fresh technique. Okay, so let's see what they have to say here. Adversaries may enumerate local drives, disks and or volumes and their attributes like total or free space and volume serial number. So that's what it is for the moment. Okay. Enumeration of and their attributes. So we don't need the examples here. That's what it is all about here. Good. And then to perform lateral movement or direct volume access. This direct volume access right here, this is also something that's like a technique. Why not cover this in the next video? Let's see. Then on ESXi systems, adversaries may use hypervisor CLI commands such as ESXi CLI. We have seen this in the last video to list storage connected to the host as well as VMDK files. So virtual machine, and the DK I'm not sure, but that's basically your virtual machine file that the machines are running on. These are huge files, okay, terabytes of data. Then on Windows systems, adversaries can use WMIC logical disk get to find information about local network devices. So in English it's W, but in Germany we'll say V. VMIC we would say. In English it's WMIC, but okay. They can also use get PS drive, so this get command is like a PowerShell. In PowerShell, yeah, it says to retrieve drives, and may additionally use Windows API functions such as get drive type. Great. Then Linux has commands such as parted, yes, lsblk, fdisk I know, parted I know, the other not so much, that can list information about disk partitions such as size, type, file system types and free space. The command diskutil, yes, I used that as well on macOS, can be used to list disks while system and so on, can additionally show information such as volumes, mount, file system and the type of drive in the system. So what you see here pretty much, what is that? Well, that's the daily job of your administrator. They are familiar with all of that stuff. We security people, we have seen it every now and then. We use it a little bit in hacker classes maybe, or maybe private. When you have a macOS system, you will be using diskutil one sooner or later. So yeah, this is just administrative stuff here. And what does that mean? That means that the adversary, our opponent that we play this game against, well, they are pretty good administrators, as it looks like, since they are fluent in these commands. It's interesting to see who is on the other side sometimes, and this shows. Yeah, then infrastructure as a service, cloud providers also have commands for storage discovery, such as describe volume in AWS and in G-Cloud compute disk list in Google Cloud Computing, and as disk list in Asia. Okay. Alright, so we have now a good idea what this disk discovery stuff is all about. Local storage discovery. And now we are going to take a look at procedure examples. We have a lot of them again. So let's take some of them from. So first I copy this. And then let's copy from the middle. I want to see there's software. This is all. Yeah, let's copy the last part of the list this time, so that we just get a little bit of variety here. Otherwise we will see the same names again and again, just the list is sorted alphabetically. That's the reason for that. Okay, so we got the procedures. Now let's take a look. So we have here software Tourisma. Tourisma can use get logical drives to get the bit mask of all drives available on a compromised system. It can also use get drive type to determine if a new drive is a CD-ROM. Yeah, it must be old, right? I mean, who uses CD-ROMs these days? That's like I think they died 10 years ago or so. But these days they had that for sure. But yeah, it's still interesting. So they happens to be used. Volt Tycoon, that's a name we know, has discovered file system types, drive name, size, and free space on compromised systems, and even the sources here. Just pay attention. Every procedure has one or multiple sources. Here, ZeproC collects the serial numbers for the storage volume C, and there are so many sources on there. Look at this. And then ZOX can enumerate attached drives. Alright, interesting. So we know that this was all software and groups. Yeah, we didn't cover groups, but Volt Tycoon is a group. Okay, now let's jump to the next page here and copy the mitigation and detection. And as last time, I think you can guess whether there is a mitigation or not. And yeah, since we are using administrative tools, obviously there cannot be a preventive control for that. Otherwise your administrators wouldn't be able to work. But we just mark it cannot be easily mitigated with preventive controls. But detection you can do. So we had some of these commands, and this is what you look out for in detection. Get PS drive, wmic local drive disk. Then all of these commands, parted for the Linux. Then you have diskutil for your Mac OS, and you have on the ESXi host also some commands. So this is the stuff that you want to look out for, and obviously pay attention to time, at what time of the day, who is the user, from what IP address is it executed. That's the stuff that you want. And then of course the frequency. So if it's really a discovery activity, there will be some spam involved if the adversary is not careful, and this is what we can detect then. Okay, now let's take a look at the sources. We have 140 sources here, so we have already seen in the procedures that everything was nicely laid down, and same logic. Oh, I need to copy this first. And then make a screenshot of this. So again, let's not take the first references this time. Let's take the references this time somewhere from the middle, like this. So starting at 25 and ending at, yeah, maybe like this. Yeah, that looks good. So let's take a look at some of these references in reading mode as usual, and let's see what we can find here. So we have Dupui, Galsimium, okay. FireEye is doing the research. Haas, McClellan, Kaspersky Labs is here again. Silence, I've never heard. I think a T is missing here. Threat Spotlight, right? Let's mark it. I mean, the least we can do for MITRE is finding a typo, and feel free to report that to them. They will be happy to just, it's not a big work if somebody finds it for you. Then secure works, yes, we have seen them. McAfee is there as well. Intel 471, I see them now for enough times that I would like to dig into this a little deeper at some point. R-Evil ransomware. Okay, ransomware as a service. This is like the hot topic these days. Again, ransomware. Jenkins et al. And Mystic is again there. Yeah, interesting. So there are some sources, nothing much catch my eye, maybe this one. But besides that, that's I think enough for the moment on this topic. We will have more discovery topics soon to come. As you can see, local storage discovery is very similar to system information discovery. The difference are the commands, but we are still in the same tactic here. These people, or this person here, Lyron Ravage, did a great job here. The research looks deep, enough sources. I didn't find anything that looks off or uneducated or wrong even. No, it's really good job. We have an idea of some procedure examples. We again met old names here, Volt Tycoon. We have read that at one point or the other. We understand that mitigation cannot be done with preventive controls. We have an idea what to look out when it comes to detection. So there are certain commands that you can look out for. And we have found again a lot of names that we know from the other references. So Kaspersky is there, McAfee is there, SecureWorks, this Intel group is there, FireEye. We have a lot of names that I've never heard of, but the more often I read them, Lungi or Bytebleeder or so, the more often I read these names, McClellan, the more we will recognize that, and so maybe we'll read some of those in the future. But yeah, so far so good for local storage discovery. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for spending time on cybersecurity. It's time well spent, and see you in the next video then. Goodbye.